Today I would like to share with you a technique that we refer to as the pause. In this short video clip, I'm going to define the pause, explain why it is important, show you how to utilize it, as well as to contrast it with those situations that we refer to as emergencies. In the science of winning, we refer to the pause as a technique of purposeful action that seek to leverage the space and the time between a stimulus and a response, between life as it happens to us and our response to that stuff of life. Now, in his book, What is Your What?, Steve Osler refers to this as reclaiming the canyon. But essentially, this space gives us an opportunity to calm our emotions, to think through options, to weigh consequences, and to consciously choose to respond in a way that's in alignment with our purpose, that's in alignment with our goals, or as Napoleon Hill states in his Law of Success, that is congruent with our definite chief aim in life. Whatever we call it, putting some space and time between the stimulus and our response, between life as it happens to us and our responses to that stuff, is vitally important if we desire to win. I mean, because just think about this. Everything that we do has either a positive or negative consequence. Those actions or reaction that move us further away from our goal have a negative consequence. Conversely, those actions or reaction that bring us closer to our goal has a positive consequence. And if we are consistently responding in a way that's moving us further and further away from our goal, then guess what, guys? You will never achieve it. You will never achieve it. Just think about examples in your life where something happened to you and you responded in a way that you not only regretted it, but that behavior took you further away from the things which you were trying to achieve. And if we think about it a little bit more, I'm quite sure that there will be other such examples. But now, I don't want you to use these examples as a way of beating yourself up or of judging yourself. That's not the objective. The objective is to think how those outcomes could have been markedly different had we put space between our stimulus and our response, had we paused. Now, to leverage this space, you simply don't respond instantly to the majority of the things that happen to you. Instead, you purposely pause, meaning that you put some space and time between the stimulus, life as it happens to us, and our response to that stuff. Now, you may be asking, how long should the pause be? And I will say that that depends. It depends upon you and how urgent a response is needed. If you can afford it, you should try to put as much space and time between the stimulus and the response that gives you the opportunity to have meaningful consideration of options and conscious choices of actions. Now, I am sure that there are some of you who would argue the point that there are certain situations that require an immediate response. And I would agree with you. Those situations are what we would refer to as emergencies. And they demand an immediate response because the consequences could mean a matter of life or death. But just think about this for a moment. How many things, how many situations, events happen in our lives that fall into that category of emergencies? Moreover, how many situations in our lives, how many stimuluses are we confronted with where the leveraging of that space by pausing could have been used to our ultimate benefit? If you find that you're reacting or responding in ways that's taking you further away from your goals, that's taking you further away from achieving your heart's desire, that's moving you further away from winning at that which you desire to win, then maybe, just maybe, you should leverage this space and pause. Because, there is a saying that life is 10% of what happens to us, but 90% of how we respond to it. And implicit in that quote is the understanding of the power of choice. Now, as you now have an understanding of what the pause technique is, why it is important, and how to utilize it, the next question becomes, when the next tense or stressful situation presents itself, when the next disappointing situation presents itself, that's non-emergency situation, how will you respond? Hopefully, you will pause.